Do you use protein powder, or are you looking for the best type of protein powder? Then this video is for you. I'm Dr. Karen Drummond, owner of Drummond Chiropractic, and as always, before you follow any advice from any video, check with your healthcare provider to make sure it's appropriate for your specific condition, and hopefully that's one of us here at Drummond Chiropractic. So the reason why I'm making this video on protein powder is personally, I am not a fan. But not only am I going to explain why I'm not a fan of protein powders, I'm also going to share with you what to look for in the ingredient list of the protein powder to make sure it is safe for you. And then I'm going to admit that there are some protein powders that are okay. So let's first get into why I am not personally a fan of protein powder. First of all, not everyone's going to benefit from adding protein powders to their diet. If you already have a diet rich in a good quality protein, you're not going to see any difference if you add that protein powder to your diet. Now, if you're struggling getting enough protein in your diet because either you're a vegetarian or vegan, or maybe you're a bodybuilder and it's really hard to get enough meat or protein-rich foods to the quantity that you need for the muscle mass building you're looking for, or maybe you suffered an illness and you're struggling because your appetite is down, then protein powders may be appropriate. With that said, I'm still not a fan because when is a powder going to be better than something natural? Remember when it was advertised how much better margarines, and I cannot believe it's not butter, was better than butter? Boy, was that debunked over time. Natural is always best. Because to make these protein powders, there's a process. If you want to learn more about the different processes that they do to make these protein powders, I'll put it in the description because I don't want to bore you with the details if you're really not that interested. But basically said, the less you mess around with food, the healthier it is going to be for you. So let's get into the top things you do not want to see on your ingredient list in your protein powder. The top ones, in my biased opinion, are the anti-caking agents like titanium dioxide or sodium silicon-aluminate. And yes, they're considered GRAS by the FDA. GRAS stands for generally recognized as safe, but that's like gaslighting, or shall we say grass lighting, because just because it's generally recognized as safe, it does not mean it is safe, and it definitely does not mean it's healthy. So these are the kind of ingredients that I personally try to avoid. Another thing to watch out is corn syrup. Again, not healthy. Mono or diglycerides, polysorbates, or artificial flavors. I mean, what is that? So what is okay to have as a protein powder? Well, the one I would be okay with is things that have a single source. Less is more. I like pea protein because it has all the amino acids you need, so you're not going to be oversupplied in one over another or have a risk of being deficient in any of the amino acids that are considered essential. Or a single nut source like almonds, as long as it's cold pressed. Again, heating proteins denature them, so it's not as healthy. I would not do sources like soy because they have anti-nutrient properties, which means that limits your ability to absorb some nutrients. And it's estrogen mimicking, which is debatable on whether or not that's safe, but it's definitely not healthy. I'm also not a fan of whey. Whey back in the day, when it was a byproduct of the cheese making, was actually considered very nutrient filled. That's where the sayings like eating your curds in whey. But nowadays, because the industrialization of the cheese making, whey is actually a waste product because it's so over pasteurized, that it's overcooked, and it's not healthy anymore. So personally, I'm not a fan of whey sources. So if you want to learn more about why I'm not a fan of whey or soy, go to the description. I have a lot more details there. I also have some other protein sources that you might want to look into. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope this encourages you to look for more natural sources of protein, like organic meats or eggs, or if you're vegetarian or vegan. Really do your research on making sure you're getting all the amino acids you need. Beans and peas and nuts, it can be done. It just takes a little research and a little more prep. As always, I hope this has been helpful, and if you like this content, please click the like button and subscribe. It helps this video get out to other people to watch. And until next time, stay well.
Come in and experience the Drummond difference.